business of soul.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Business of Soul. I am your host, Dr. Melody, and I am here with my lovely co-host and my mother, Miss Gloria.
Hi, everyone.
Now, today is the first episode of the Business of Soul, and so we are going to just jump right in. Now, when I was thinking about what was a good place to start, I decided to start talking about when you have your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, and when things come up, when you're faced with adversity, don't give up. And the reason why I want to stress this is because a lot of times when we are going through things and when those blockages come or those barriers come into our lives, we have a tendency to give up on the thing that we really want to have, so badly. And sometimes those things are there really to guide us where we really need to be.
That's right.
So you can have a goal or a dream, but I really do feel that we all have a purpose that we are here to fulfill in this lifetime. So sometimes it's like divine intervention is doing its job. So it's there to put those blockages there, not to stop you from getting to where you want to go, but actually to steer you in the direction that you need to be moving in.
Right, preparing you.
Exactly. So it prepares you. It sometimes protects you. Sometimes it does prevent you from going in the direction or dealing with things that you shouldn't be dealing with at that time. So it has a lot to do with how we think about things. So when we are faced with those adversities, especially when it relates to moving forward on our goals, you have to change the way you think about those things. And you're going to hear us talk a lot about changing your perspective, changing your mindset, changing negative thinking, those types of things, because I really, really believe and I wholeheartedly live my life based on this principle that you have to start with a changed mindset, a changed perspective. Once I started moving that way, the door started opening for me.
Right, like your mind just starts clicking, and it brings you in the right direction.
Right, but it's like those things are preparing us for that mission that we're supposed to fulfill, that purpose that we're supposed to carry out. And we're not all knowing. We don't sometimes know what's up ahead. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need that guidance or that push or pull or whatever, or we need to be paused in the moment along that journey, before we make the wrong steps.
Exactly.
We can think we're moving the right way, but we're really not. So it's very important to change the way you think when you are faced with those adversities. And I'm using the term adversities, but really, if you really change the way you look at it, it's not even an adversity. All of it is good. You know what I'm saying? It all works for the greater good to get you to where you need to be. Sometimes we have to be faced with problems and hardships to mold us into the type of person that we need to be.
Exactly. Make you work harder.
Yes, sometimes we need to be changed. Sometimes we have to be encouraged to move in a certain way. Sometimes if something irritates you enough, you might say, well, hey, I'm about to do something else. But maybe that's just exactly what that adversity was there to do for you, to move you into the direction that you were meant to go.
Right.
So, like I said, you're going to hear us talk about mindset a lot, because for me, I'm not going to talk about anything that I don't know about. If I don't live it, I'm not going to preach it.
That's right.
So the reason why I preach it so much to people, and the people that really are around me, they hear this from me a lot, because when I started implementing more positive thinking into my life, then it really did create a better life for me.
That's right.
And yeah, I am faced with a lot of things. I'm going through a lot of things, but I don't let it bring me down. I look at it in a different way. You know, somebody else could be going through similar circumstances as I am, but they may look at it in a negative way. And I'm not saying that you may feel good about what you're going through. I'm not saying it might not hurt.
Right.
It may be very painful.
Right, exactly.
But that pain may be necessary to steer you and to mold you into the person that you're supposed to be. Because in order for you to be the vessel that is needed for that, to carry out that certain purpose, you have to go through certain things.
That's right.
Right?
That's
So you have to experience the pain. You have to experience the discomfort. All of it is necessary.
Right.
But it's not bad when you're able to step back and really observe your life from a different vantage point, a different viewpoint. Not from the low level, you know what I'm saying? Actually elevating your mentality and the way that you think about things, you'll realize you're like, it's all for the greater good.
That's right.
Then you'll look back and you start saying, man, that really was painful that I went through, but I got through it, and I'm so grateful for that experience.
Right. Because you take all that pain that you was going through, and you take all that pain and you do something good.
Yes, you learn from it. You gain these valuable gems from these situations that you wouldn't necessarily want for yourself. If you had to write the script of your own life, you would not even probably add any of that stuff that you go through. But see, Yahweh knows better than we know.
Right. Exactly.
So he knows that it's necessary for us to experience certain hardships. It's necessary for us to experience certain painful experiences. Because my child, I want to use you for a certain purpose, but I need you to be prepared.
Exactly.
And in order for you to be prepared, you have to go through certain things.
Exactly.
How can I help somebody else if I can't relate to them?
Exactly.
If I don't know what pain feel like.
You can't.
If I don't know what it's like to lose sleep behind a situation.
Right.
Or feel like I want to throw my hands up and give up. If I'm never faced with anything to push me to those limits, how could I ever be helpful to someone else?
Exactly. You can't.
You can't.
Unless you went through it yourself.
That's right. So it's a benefit to go through all of those situations that you go through. And I know they have people right now who's going through something, and they might be questioning themselves and saying, man, I'm going through this. And if I wasn't going through this, I'd be able to do what I want to do. And trust me, I know all too well about that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a time when I was in so much of pain that I didn't even want to live anymore. You know, I just couldn't function. I wanted to do all of these things. I had all of these dreams, and I'm like, but I'm never going to be able to do it because I can't even get up out the bed half the time. Right. So how am I going to fulfill all of these goals that I have? But you know what happened? One day, Yahweh took that pain away from me.
Yes, he did.
Unexpectedly.
Yes, he did.
I didn't even really had to take my mom to kind of bring it to my attention and say, you not hurting no more? Like, you haven't paid attention to that. You've been up more and more and more. I mean, it's like, I'm like, yeah, I have, been or whatever. I got nervous though. I was like, well, I don't want to get too happy because what if I go right back into that situation?
Right.
And then I started to realize it's the timing.
time.
You have to understand too, divine timing. Sometimes it's just not our time
Just not.
when we want to do things.
Exactly.
So life in the spirit and the divine will create these situations to hold you where you are and prepare you in that state. Right?
Exactly.
Build you. I'm gonna break you
Right.
down. Like it's just like the military. When I went into the military, they tear you down. They break you down.
Oh, yeah.
But that's their process. They tear you down to build you back up. Right? So it's just like with life. Life will tear you down,
Right.
but it's really to build you back up.
And make you a stronger person.
That's the thing. It
Give you
gives you
strength.
strength. Yes, it makes you a stronger person. So you can't help nobody. For those out there who really want to get out here and help people, help the community, you will never be an asset to anybody or help to anybody if you never go through anything where you can start harnessing that strength within yourself. You have to have that inner strength.
Yes.
And having that inner strength starts a lot with changing your mindset.
That's right.
Don't look at yourself like you're a victim.
Right.
You have to always feel victorious, even when you're going through the worst of the worst situations. Right? So I just want people to really start understanding that. And I know there's some people, because I see it, I do a lot of research on things, I read comments, all types of things, and people be like, oh, that y'all believe in that positive mindset stuff, that y'all believe. Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely. Let me examine your life. I bet you any money that you're not where you want to be at if that's the way you're thinking.
Exactly.
You know? And I used to think like that. I used to think more negatively about my situations. Oh, woe is me. You know what I'm saying? This is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? Why is it? But you know how I think now? Why not? Why not? Why not? Wouldn't it happen to me? If that's what I need to build strength and be prepared and build character that I need to be the vessel that is necessary to carry out a certain purpose, why not me? Maybe I'm just a person who can bear it.
Right.
Don't they say, oh, God doesn't put on you more than you
No
can
more
bear?
than you can bear.
Right.
And now that, I don't care how harsh it may sound or how hard the pain may be, he's not going to put on you no more than you can bear.
Right.
That's
We say these things, but the minute something happens, we crying, oh Lord.
We boo-hoo.
We boo-hooing.
Yeah.
Like, we can't even keep our head up. We
Right.
can't stand up straight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we gotta do better.
We do.
If you want to do anything for your life, I'm talking about making a positive change, and you really don't know where to start, this is where you start. And I know that you probably have dreams and goals, and yeah, it does get hard sometimes because it takes a lot of effort and hard work with big dreams. A lot of us have big dreams, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work to actually see that come into fruition. But if you're gonna be weak along the way, you're never gonna get there. So don't do yourself a disservice. Like, don't work against yourself and
Right.
give up on you.
Right.
You got enough people in your family, you got enough people in the world who willing to give up on you.
Exactly.
Probably already have given up on
Right.
you. You better stand up and be strong for yourself, because
Exactly.
your life is your life alone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to fulfill your dreams, whatever they are, and like I said, sometimes things are to change our perspective on things or change our trajectory, and with the direction that we're going on a certain path. Maybe what you feel that you want to fulfill, maybe that's not meant for you.
Exactly.
it may have a greater purpose that you don't even know that you're destined to carry out.
Right.
But if you would start looking at everything as it's all good, this is all working in my benefit. This is all working for the greater good. Until you start looking at life in that way, you're not going to get where you want to get. And even if you get close enough to it, you're not going to be satisfied. You're never going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Changing your perspective, it helps you to have joy and happiness. Now, you don't have to necessarily just stay satisfied at a certain point. You can always aspire to stretch and grow.
Right.
But you can have true joy and happiness regardless of all of the horrible things that could be happening around you. And that's the type of inner peace and inner joy that's the thing that you should be shooting for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Aspiring to reach for.
Right. But don't get discouraged if you haven't reached that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing it is, maybe it's just not your time. You know, you have to sometimes take a step back and then start examining things. Because we work at things we want it like this, right like that, at the snap of the finger, or a few days, or maybe a month. But sometimes you have to work hard and hard and hard. And even though you know you don't work hard, because I have heard it before, I work hard and I'm still not getting nowhere. It's just not your time. But don't give up.
Right.
Change this.
That's right.
That's what you got to do.
And that's the thing. People do say that all the time. I've probably said that before too. I'm doing all this and I'm not getting anywhere.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, you are.
Yep.
You are getting somewhere. You know where you're getting? You're in the preparation stage. See, we always want to be in the fulfillment stage.
Right.
But sometimes you got to be in the preparation stage.
Exactly.
What about being tested?
Exactly.
Now, if Yahweh say, hey, I want to use you for this purpose, don't he need to test you? Don't he need to prepare you? You know what I'm saying? Don't he need to make sure that you're ready?
Right, because he ain't going to just throw you out there like that.
Right. So, when we change the way we think about life, all opportunity opens for us. Now, is it going to be in our timing? Probably not. But can it happen? Absolutely. It will happen if you persevere, if you keep going and don't give up on yourself. And the sad thing is that you could be on a journey to actually fulfilling your dream, whatever it is, and then you give up. And here it is, 5-10 years later, you could have been where you wanted to be if you would have just kept going. Keep pushing. Don't give up on yourself. Like I said, we have other people that's willing to do that for us.
Right.
Why do it to ourselves?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we're changing your mindset. You open yourself to all types of possibilities. You look at things differently. You see the world differently. You see yourself differently. You see your circumstances differently. And then you're able to deal with it better. Because if you're thinking negatively about whatever you're going through, it's just going to make you miserable. Why be miserable when you don't have to? You can say, well, hey, I am going through this, but maybe it's something that I'm supposed to learn from this situation. Let me just take a step back and really pay attention to what's going on. And whatever it is that I'm meant to learn, I want to soak it in. I don't want to miss it. Because you missed the lesson, you got to repeat it. It's just like school. You failed the lesson, you got to repeat it. Who wants to keep going through the same hardships over and over just for God to try to wake you up and teach you something? Oh, you ain't catch on yet? Gotta send you through it again. Who want to keep going through that? I'm like this. I'm at the point in my life, I'm like this. Let me learn what I need to learn now. I don't want to have to repeat lessons. I want to move straight through if I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do my best to just move through these lessons and pass on the first try. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to keep repeating.
That's the truth.
But I just really wanted to start somewhere where I think would be the most beneficial. And I think that, and I'm not gonna say think, I know that if you start with changing your mindset, you can fulfill those goals, you can be who you need to be to carry out the purpose that you are here to carry out.
And you will succeed.
You will succeed.
Definitely succeed.
But believe in yourself.
You have to.
Believe in yourself. Let me be real with you. They got people want you to fail. They got people want you to fall. They got people that's willing to work against you.
Right.
Don't do it to yourself.
Right.
If anything, you should be your own biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? You should be your number one fan.
Yeah.
You should be your own biggest motivator.
Exactly.
The one that pushes you the hardest should be you.
Be you yourself.
And don't be so hard on yourself. We really be hard on ourselves.
Yeah. We think like, we're not getting nowhere, but we have to take that step back. That's the only way you can see. If you stay in the front, you'll never see.
Right.
But if you take that step back, then you'll start seeing why you're going through all these things and why you're having all of this pain. But take that same pain and learn from it.
Right.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah, and use it for good.
Yeah.
And we're definitely going to be going into a whole lot more things and sharing more of our own personal stories and parts of our journeys, because some of you may know and some of you may not know. But I'm definitely going to be sharing a lot more, because I know that the things that I have gone through and I'm currently dealing with and all of that is for a reason. And I'm not going to just let it pass by or go through it without taking those gems from these situations and those lessons and making me a more better and whole person. I'm not gonna let life break me down.
Right, exactly.
Whatever is there that people would look at it like it's something that could tear you down, I'm gonna look at it for the parts in it that will build me up.
Build you up. That's
Give
right.
me more strength.
That's right.
So, and it took some time to get to this point, but I want to help others get to that point.
Exactly. You have to be a fighter.
Yes, you have to be a fighter. You have to be strong. We can't be so weak and easy, just so easy to give up on ourselves. We can't do that. And so we are here with the Business of Soul podcast because this is the things that we want to help people and motivate people behind and instill certain principles into people and just share our own stories. And we're going to actually wrap it up for today. But